Hi, this is Roxy Rose, and I'm here again making another little video clip of transitioning late in life. If you don't know, I'm 49. I've been on full-time hormones and transitioning for 2 years. So I started this at 47. I've always felt transgender, even before I knew what that meant. But the feelings stay with you throughout your whole life. The story is very complicated, and I have other video clips dealing with this. This is just a simple fact or story that I'd like to talk to you about. And it has to do with transitioning, and it has to do with these glass mugs. Huge, big glass mugs. And what do they have to do with transitioning? Well, it's kind of funny. Probably for the last 20 years. If you knew me, you would have also seen me carrying one of these mugs. I was somewhat addicted to iced tea. At least I enjoyed it a lot. And I always had this full of iced tea in the dead of winter as well. It never failed. I had a cup like this every day of my life, just about. I'd take them to work. I'd always be in the car with them. But that's not how it always was. Previous to this, I would always go and get a plastic cup from a liquor store, or a convenience store, or a fast food restaurant, and I would use that for a week or so, because those plastic cups usually lasted about a week, 2 weeks, or something like that. And that's how I usually handled my iced tea habit. But there was one in particular time when I decided to make an iced tea at home instead of going out and getting one. Actually, I was over at my parents' house, and I made an iced tea there. And they happened to have a mug like this. And I made my iced tea inside this huge mug, or a mug like that. And after visiting with my parents, I got in the car, and I took my iced tea with me to go. And I stuck it in between my legs. Driving a small car, the steering wheel kind of almost rubs up against the glass. My dad came out to say goodbye as we were driving away, and he noticed the big mug in between my legs. And he said, "Oh, Roxy," of course my name wasn't Roxy then. He says, "You can't drive like that. If you get into an accident, it's going to be terrible. That could really cut you up badly down there." And I, at that time, I thought, "Oh, come on, Dad." But then I kind of looked down and thought, "Oh, he's right. To get into an accident, I'll get really severely cut down there." And I thought about that, each time I placed it in between my legs on my drive home. Wow, I could get really cut up down there. And then the thought crossed my mind, well, wait, would that be such a bad thing? As I said, I'd always had transgender thoughts and wishes, but as life would have it, I wasn't able to transition. And I thought, wow, if I got into an accident, and hopefully I don't get into an accident, but if I did, and I did get cut up down there, then that would kind of kill two birds with one stone. At least kill one bird. And I know some of you are kind of cringing, and I thought to myself, wow, and then even if they wanted to sew it back up or something, maybe I'd have the ability to speak up at that time and say, "No, don't sew it back on, and these are the reasons why," It was really hard for me to talk about these things. I wasn't out to anybody, but as I said, I always had transgender thoughts. So after a while, I started, on my way home, on that drive home with that glass, I thought, wow, I think that wouldn't be such a bad thing to be in an accident and be severely cut up down there. I know that's very foolish thinking. I know that's just really crazy. But sometimes being transgender and not being able to transition will make you crazy like that. And so what does transitioning and transgender feelings have to do with a glass like that? Well, from that day on, I got these mugs, and I had a whole barrage of mugs, and I was never caught dead without one of these glasses. And every time I got into the car, there was one of these between my legs. And in fact, I was known around the house and around town for drinking out of these so often. I had got given a couple cups. Some of them were inscribed to me because they just thought that I liked these mugs, but they had no idea what the intent was. So that's quite a crazy story, and for those of you who knew me before I came out and before I transitioned, you're probably right about now thinking, oh my God, I always seen Roxy with those glasses and I had no idea what that meant. And well, now you know. And as I said, not being able to transition can make you a little bit crazy, desperate really. I'm sure you're taking this for what it's worth. No, I'm not telling you transsexuals or transitioning people, I'm not telling you or advising you to go get yourself a glass mug and drive with it in between your legs. That's silly. Don't do that. That's just me and my crazy ideas. So I just thought I'd share that with you. I'm sure there's other transsexuals out there, or transgender people out there that have stories like that are just far more incredible. And to youths that are not transgender or transsexual that are watching these videos, maybe you'll realize that it's a huge issue to feel transgender. And it's extremely compelling, and it's not a fleeting thought that you could just kind of put out of your mind. And it's a very serious situation to be in. So hopefully I've been a little bit helpful to some of you folk out there. And if not helpful, maybe I was a bit entertaining, or I know quite surprising sometimes. And don't mean to be too graphic or way out there, but you know, these are one person's thoughts and stories of transitioning. And as I said, I hope I could help just a little bit. And this has been Roxy Rose, and the topic, let's see, what should we call the topic? Transitioning and big glass mugs. Transitioning, Crazy Roxy's transition stories, something like that. I don't know, but well, I'll figure out a name, and I'll post this video up on YouTube as well. And like I said, I hope it was a little bit helpful, or at least entertaining. This has been Roxy Rose, and another edition of Crazy Roxy's Transition. Bye-bye.